Welcome to Mindful Mastery. My name is Nick, and today we are going over how to be happy. Because in America, we have the right to the pursuit of happiness, but not all of us know how to get there. So I'm going to be telling you 3 ways to get rid of your negative thoughts and 3 ways to replace them with positive ones. Many people have negative thoughts throughout the day. I most certainly do. But as much as we tell ourselves to stop or dislike the fact that we have those negative thoughts, they keep on running through our mind. A lot of people just try to ignore them, but you should not ignore them. And this might be a little weird, but you should try to recognize that your mind and you are separate and accept the thoughts that your mind has, but question them. You probably noticed that your mind goes off on its own a lot. And whenever you begin to question your thoughts, you will then begin to differentiate your mind from yourself. I know it's a bit confusing, but your subconscious is in control of most of your thoughts, so you don't need to identify with any of them. However, you should question the reasoning behind those thoughts. You will find that most of the thoughts have no logic behind them at all. And whenever you think through each thought, you will then begin to recognize that your mind is just another one of the haters. But there will be some negative thoughts that do have logic behind them. And with those, you need to try and figure out a solution for them. And then if you can't figure out one, then it'll be much easier for you to accept because it is beyond your control. So by questioning your negative thoughts, you end up at either one of 3 results. Either you realize that there is no validity behind them, making it much easier for you to let them go. You solve the cause behind the thought in the first place, or you accept it because it is beyond your control. All of which can help clear your mind of negative thoughts. And a great way to help let go of negative thoughts is forgiving others. Now, you might not necessarily have anyone to forgive, but this is mainly about letting go of your negative emotions and opinions towards others. And forgiving is not a feeling, it is a commitment. It is a commitment to not holding that against the person and letting them make up for their mistake. Now, obviously, if they did something that hurt you deeply, then you can cut them from your life. But that doesn't mean that you can't forgive them, because by holding negative feelings towards someone else, it does nothing for you aside from make you more negative. Essentially, forgiving others helps you let go of your negative emotions and thoughts, because it's super easy to have a negative opinion towards someone. But by letting go of that, it makes it so much easier to let go of the negative opinions and thoughts that you have about yourself. The next thing that you should do is take a look at your social environment, because our social environments are constantly affecting our happiness. And there are 2 main areas that I want you to look at. The first is social media. Now, social media is great, but it gives people the luxury of making their life look as good as they can possibly make it. So whenever you go to their profile, you'll end up comparing yourself to their best self, which will then lead to feelings of inadequacy. So if you struggle with this, then I would recommend that either you take a break from social media, or you unfollow and mute all of the people that make you feel like you're lacking something. And the next area I want you to look at is your friend group, because we are generally pretty similar to our friends, or we feed off of their energy. This means that if our friends are negative, then we are likely to be negative as well, or we are likely to feel bad about ourselves because of their negativity towards us. So you need to take a look at the friends that either put you down, don't support you, or have a generally negative outlook on life. And the easiest thing for you to do is cut them from your life, like I did with my Bieber haircut. But I'm not saying that you should simply cut someone out of your life because they are negative. There might be a reason behind their negativity. Someone might be negative towards you because they're jealous of you, or they might have a negative outlook on life right now because they are going through something personal. So rather than them bringing you down, you have the opportunity to bring them up. But if there's no reason for their negativity, then there's no reason for them to be in your life. I try to surround myself with as many positive people as possible because they contribute to my happiness and overall sense of positivity. To replace your negative thoughts with positive ones, I would recommend journaling. But it doesn't have to be journaling. All you need is a piece of paper and a pen. And the first two things that I want you to write down are going to be about rewiring your brain to think more positively, so they will require more consistency. And the last one will be focused more on actions that will help contribute to your happiness. The first thing that you should write about is things that you're grateful for. Now, I know this probably seems corny, but by doing this, you will begin to appreciate more and more things because it will be much easier for you to recognize the value that something is contributing to your life. I would recommend that you start off by writing about 5 things that you're grateful for, and then each day write one more thing that could be specific to this moment or that in general you are grateful for. The next thing that I want you to write about is positive affirmations. These are I am statements. So I am happy, I am smart, or anything that you want to become. We are what we associate ourselves with. So by consistently repeating these statements, either in our head or on paper, we will begin to associate ourselves with them until eventually we adopt those traits. I've done this in multiple ways. I started off by writing down a bunch of I am statements in my journal, and then each morning I would read over them. I also continually wrote one statement 10 times each day. And lastly, I meditated on a single statement, repeating it throughout the entire meditation. And the last thing that you can do is to write a list of things that make you happy, and write a list of things that you do on a consistent basis. And by writing a list of things that you do consistently, you'll begin to realize how much time you spend on things that make you happy. And more often than not, you'll realize that it's not enough. So you can then look at your list of things that make you happy and try and spend more time on those things. Now, I'm not saying that you should quit your job or stop going to school because they aren't fun. I'm simply saying that you will begin to realize that there are some unnecessary and unenjoyable things that you can replace with things that will contribute to your happiness. Now, in last week's video, I might have lied because I said that this week I was going to be talking about sleep, but in next week's video, I am going to be talking about sleep. And that can also contribute to making you happier. So please check that out. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.